Hey gentlemen, you know what, in the past I've talked about the benefits of lifting weights, but you know what, that is not all you need to level up yourself as a man's man. Learning how to fight is one of those things you need to actually be able to live life as the fullest. Does that sound like an exaggeration? Well, men, it really isn't, especially when you consider learning how to fight really for the longest time in human history was a rite of passage to actually enter manhood. The practice of fighting is especially valuable for men today because aggression and the ability to protect your family, as well as just having camaraderie with like-minded men, is one of the huge factors in well-being and something that real manliness demands. The ability to challenge others, endure pain, and the knowledge that you are able to physically protect yourself from other people is a very underrated factor that contributes to your high levels of being able to function and a lot of other factors in life that make you successful. And the knowledge of how to fight can make all the difference from being a timid boy to a dominant man. Hey, you know what? If you're still not sure how learning to fight can benefit you and your sons, stick around because I'm gonna give you 10 reasons why you should learn to fight. So, let's get at it. Number one, learning to fight builds unbreakable confidence. Have you ever seen like this guy who you know can fight and he's like timid and afraid of the world? Nope. Yeah, neither have I. The knowledge that you can take on anyone and in all probability actually defeat them in a physical contest does wonders for your self-confidence. You know, you might think that's cruel or even uncivilized, but hey bro, that's just the world we live in. Being able to fight gives you the assurance that you can take care of yourself and the people you care about. Number two, learning to fight teaches you persistence. Learning to fight is tough, and training your body to get into fighting shape is brutal. And the actual fighting is dangerous and really extremely violent. Even sparring for the fun of it is rough. As you go forward and resist the urge to quit, you learn persistence, which is a key component to success in all areas of life. It takes persistence to keep on going when you're getting your ass kicked. And you keep on until you come good, and then you know what? You're good at it, and then you fight someone else, and they're better than you, and you start that cycle all over again. The next thing fighting teaches you is how to control your emotion. Because look, when you're first learning to fight, it ain't gonna be rosy, guys. You're gonna get beat up, and it's gonna look bad. In fact, you know, your body's gonna get beat up and possibly your face. And as you're going through this process, it is imperative that you learn to control your emotions. That is why I'm dead inside. But seriously, as you're going through the process, you're gonna undoubtedly feel a lot of things like fear, doubting yourself, anger, and frustration and why you can't get it as you're trying to master a technique. As you're going through this process, it'll be bumpy at best. But you know what, it's also a bit cathartic because you learn over time, no matter how mad you get, no matter how frustrated and angry you get, it doesn't help you against a fighter that's better than you. You have to focus on actually mastering these techniques and understanding how to fight to get better. So you learn to control those emotions, and that's priceless in their success for you in the other parts of your life. And once you master that stuff, you build long-lasting confidence that really just helps you overall. Next, learning to fight is a great way to relieve stress. As I mentioned before, learning to fight is extremely physically exhausting, and keeping that mental edge through a fight so that you don't get knocked the hell out is really exhausting. But there's a natural satisfaction that comes with good, honest physical work, however violent it will be. And at the end of the day, you feel good about what you've done. After a few hours of being soaked in sweat, like your muscles will be shaking and you only want to get something to eat and go to sleep. This routine is hard work, and as you push through that pain, you will eliminate a huge amount of stress that you had built up throughout the day before you got there. That's what learning to fight helps you do, relieve stress. Next, it takes you out of your comfort zone. There is nothing more uncomfortable than being thrown in a situation that you're unfamiliar with. Learning how to fight is no exception. It is likely that for the first time you enter a dojo, you're not gonna find smiling faces and fireworks when you enter. You're gonna have to get there, and you're gonna have to earn the respect of the people who are there. And yeah, bro, there's probably gonna be a woman there who's gonna kick your ass. You're gonna have to work hard and show that you're not gonna just be one of those guys who shows up for 2 weeks and nobody ever sees again. Voluntarily leaving your comfort zone is something that's courageous. That is a big step that you've overcome that a lot of people don't take in the first place. And look, even getting into the dojo, that's something that should be rewarded and self-esteem that no one can ever take away from you. But stay at it. Next, learning to fight will get you in the best shape of your life. For one, you will need to work on hours just to get competent in some certain skills like striking and takedowns and locks and holds. And then that's just competent. It's gonna take way more time to actually master it. And then when you just get into like a 3 to 5 minute sparring match, yo, that is no joke. You know, even top level athletes find it extremely hard. So with the right sets of rules governing your training, can't forget the nutrition and limiting the alcohol, you'll be in the best shape of your life all year round with no extra effort. Next, fighting teaches you discipline. That means that getting up early to fit in training, eating right, living right, getting good night's sleep are all things that you have to do, including having the mental discipline to stick to this routine. Despite all obvious temptations, just like the rest of life, success in fighting is not an overnight thing. It takes continuous effort and continuing discipline, sticking to what you know. But just like day follows night, you will be successful if you keep at it. Next, learning to fight lets you express yourself physically. Despite the fact what modern people are trying to tell you, men are inherently physical and prone to violence. Yep, that's why women can't live without us. If you just look at statistics, in America, 90% of violent acts today are committed by men. And if you didn't know this, a majority of those violent actions are committed against men. So the physical expression of aggression and really the thrill of war, for a long time has been considered one of those dark traits of the human psyche. But to me, if we're honest about it, it's just normal. Violence is played out in movies and in video games and the boardroom, and yeah, even in politics. And look, as entertaining as all that is, because I love me some superhero movies, it leaves a lot of men feeling repressed and emasculated. Learning to fight remedies this need for challenge and violence completely. Look, through training and sparring, you're going to express yourself physically in a relatively safe and, socially condoned environment. Learning to fight puts you in contact with like-minded men. Hell, there's a famous saying by Jim Rohn that you're the combination of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I don't know if that's true or not, but look, when you have prolonged interaction with people with certain traits, over time, those traits really do start rubbing off on you. So hanging out with other people in a dojo who like to fight, at some point, you're gonna learn to fight and learn to fight a little bit better. And some of their other traits of dominance and manliness really will rub off on you. Think about people who actually fight. Tend to be a bit more dominant, definitely powerful if in body and in mind. They're usually considered alpha individuals who set goals, accomplish them, and usually get what they want. And being around people who think like that and having that rub off on you is gonna make every part of your life better. And last but not least, learning to fight is gonna make you more attractive. Some women protest that they don't like violence and they hate people who fight a lot. It's mostly a lie. In fact, there's been studies that show that when women see a man cry or lose in the fight, they lose attraction for him, and that relationship soon ends after that. Yeah, that's because women are attracted to those who can hold their own in a fight and actually win. And that's because it shows that these are dominant individuals who are capable of protecting that woman and her future offspring. And that's gonna make you more attractive to women. Most people who fight they're actually generally pretty comfortable in their own skin usually super confident in themselves, which comes across in their body language and the way they interact with other people. I can't lie to you, women like big muscles and guys who are in shape. But you know what, if you show that you can fight, that'll be the deal breaker that'll change everything. Women want strong, confident men who can provide for them, i.e. get money, and keep them safe. Want to be more attractive? Then learn to fight, my brother. You know what, guys? I'm gonna throw a bonus tip in here. And look, it is acquiring the will, skill, and attitude of a warrior. It's not all about your physical ability. Most fighting schools, and particularly martial arts, are brilliant for instilling a philosophy of respect, discipline, and hard work. This code of honor is not just applicable on the training mat, but is also something that you can carry to other areas of your life and will serve you well for the rest of your life. So gentlemen, I've gone over 10 reasons why you should learn to fight if you haven't. Please let me know if you think I made a convincing case on why you should learn to fight, or if you think there's something I left out. And part of being a man is you should have a plan to get better for every age in your life. Do you know how to make that plan? I got this video here that is part 2 of a man's plan. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Thanks for watching. Be legendary, and I'll see you next time.